Hello everyone, this is Andre Botma starting a new series about the employee and how their taxes work. But firstly, you have to be registered for income tax. And if you are not registered, there's three ways to go about it. The first one is through your employer, where you ask your employer, hey, can you please register me for income tax? And they will go on their e-filing profile, the employer profile, and they'll be able to do the registration through there. That type of registration is unfortunately not available for individuals or for practitioners like myself. So only an employer can do that type of income registration for an individual. Another way to register for income tax is through a program called Easy File Employer. Now, Easy File Employer is a program that is used by employers to create RP5s and to submit the EMP 501s on an biannual basis. And so they can do the income tax registration through using that program. But the most common way that you can register for income tax is if you go straight to a SARS branch office. And if it's your first time going to SARS, a lot of the times there's queues, so a good idea is to be there before 8 o'clock or at least before 10 o'clock so that you don't spend 3 hours or 4 hours of your day at SARS. And there's really three things that you need to take in order to register. They're going to ask you for your ID or your passport. So the passport must be valid. It mustn't be an expired passport. The second thing is a proof of address in your name. If you don't have a proof of address that's in your name, like a lease, maybe a lease agreement or a rates account. The third thing you'll need is they'll want also a bank statement in your name. And that is normally for SARS to pay out refunds, but it's one of the components they will ask for it. So make sure you take these three things with. If you don't have your original ID with you, you can also have a certified copy with you. Okay, so that's how you get registered for income tax. But when are you supposed to register for income tax? I'm glad you asked. Okay, so as soon as you've hit the threshold, when your income exceeds the threshold for the 2020 tax year is 79,000 Rand. Now, the reason for that is because the rebate is 14,220, and so this is the amount that SARS gives an individual off from taxes. And so if you were to calculate 18% on that amount, then you'll get to 14,220. And so that is why once your income is over 79,000, you then have to register for income tax. Right. Point number 2, submission. How do I actually pay my taxes? Now, there's really two ways. If your income is mainly through remuneration, which is what employees earn remuneration through a salary, through a bonus payment, through travel allowance, various type of allowances, medical aid, fringe benefits. That is all types of remuneration, and you can find that in the 4th schedule. Now, employers would submit EMP 201s to SARS, and on the EMP 201s they would note how much pay as you earn they are deducting from their employees, and then that is what you are paying. You are paying pay as you earn. And then at the end of a year, you'll get an RP5 where all your pay as you earn payments would reflect. And the second one, if you receive income that is non-remuneration, or in addition to your employment income, you get non-remuneration. That is anything from rental income, various types of investments income like local interest, dividends, royalties, and capital gains tax. And so you would pay provisional tax, but that's not the focus. We are focusing on employees. And so that is the two ways where you would pay your taxes throughout the year. And then the last point, and this is really one thing we're going to look at throughout the series, is what I call the individual timeline or the individual flowchart. and how taxes flow from the start of a tax year all the way to the point that you have to submit your tax return. So we're going to start in the 1st of March 2019. The 1st of March 2019 is the start of the 2020 tax year. And then you're going to pay as you earn throughout the year until the end of February 2020, which is coming soon. And so that would be the 2020 tax year. Then from the 28th of February, your employer or your employers, if you worked for more than one company, would then work on your RP5, and then they would make it available to you. The deadline for them is the end of May 2020 to get your RP5 in. And then a season opens. The tax season for the 2020 tax year, it normally opens on the 1st of July, and next year it's 1st of July 2020. And then you have a nice gap, a nice time to submit your tax return. And SARS gives individuals, that is non-provisional taxpayers, that is people who are only earning remuneration, they are giving them until maybe 30th of November to submit, maybe the 4th of December like this year. And so that is the timeline. That's the individual flowchart. So the year would come, the tax year would go by, your RP5 would then be created. Then on the 1st of July of the next year, that's when a season opens. And then you have from the 1st of July until the end of October, end of November, or 4th of December, depending on which date. That is the time that you have to submit your individual tax return to SARS. And so that sums it up. So simple registration, payment of taxes, and yeah, that's it. So let me know if you have any questions. I will maybe leave these things in the description of the things that you have to take to SARS. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like or subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and stick around because this is a series and we'll do part 2 next week. All right, cheers.